do it, but a lot of people have been very successful marketing through Amazon. Have you done marketing?
I've done, yeah, on a lot of their European sites. So people in Europe will buy it, and people in Great Britain will buy it, and I think I'm on the Japan site, and it's really good, and it's so easy.
Yes, I know.
So
how did you get on the foreign sites? Did you
just
request
clicked.
it?
I clicked. It asks you, do you want to be on the European site? Do you want to be on the British site? And I just kind of clicked and enabled it, and it enables immediately.
I know I'm in France. And I may be other places, but I'm really not sure. So any other marketing things that you've done that you might want to share?
Well, with CreateSpace, they give you options where you can do it totally independently. You can do it with their people helping you. And I just decided to go for it and do it independently. So the only thing I got charged was $40, so I'd get a higher royalty fee.
Right, right.
Which was, and I did all the formatting myself. The cover was done by a former fashion design student of mine who is absolutely wonderful.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. I said, Carmen, I'm going to give you a parameter, and she was like, wham.
I like the blinders.
Just got it. And she did a couple of the ones inside, and now I just had her put the 2013 on. But she is amazing. She transferred to Parsons. She's graduating next year. She's such a good designer. She's going to go far.
You're in the, in the area where you can make a lot of contacts with a lot of people, which really is very helpful. When I got my book, I got my book, and it was, now what do I do with this thing?
That's the hardest part. I think the marketing is the hardest part because I have trouble selling myself.
Me too.
It's uncomfortable.
Right. I'm more comfortable having you on the show and talking about your book than I am talking about my book. But I think because and we have a similar background in that I was a teacher for years. You're a teacher. It's just a different mindset.
Yes.
And to get up there and talk about yourself, you're as a teacher, you're really promoting your students. At least you should be. And the same thing. I think writing is also a very insular.
Absolutely.
Pursuit. Even though research will bring you out into the world, you're still then bringing it back, and the creation that you come up with is very insular.
It's
so
much
to
more
get out there and
solitary.
say, "Look at me,"
Right.
It's hard. Are you going to write another one?
Well, I've updated this. This is the 3rd edition, and I thought when I first started it that I would do it for different cities. But the problem is, I know New York, I know Long Island. For me to go into Los Angeles, I'm not as familiar with it.
Right.
I need to kind of hook up with somebody in the area, and I would work with them, which is what I wanted to do. And I asked a friend of mine in California if she would do it with me, and she wasn't interested because she was a sitcom writer, and I thought she'd be perfect for it.
Oh, yeah. You could make it, instead of Sex in the City, it could be Catwalk in the City. Yeah, so that would be interesting. But that's an idea that you shouldn't really...
I haven't given up on it.
Given up on it, no, because, instead of going to California, maybe Boston.
Yeah, and I said to my sister, she's in New Hampshire, I said, you want to do one with me in Boston? And she's so busy now, so she doesn't have the
because
time.
it's so time-consuming. You have to
it is.
find all the shops, and so your research is daunting, I would say. And
it's not just finding the shops. What I did in this book was I found the shops. I put down, if you're driving, to click on MapQuest. If you're in Manhattan, what trains to take. I also listed restaurants in the area, and any of the restaurants I've listed, I've eaten at. So when you go shopping, you get hungry, and if you're not fed, you need the fuel to keep shopping. So I thought putting the restaurants
shopping
in
always
was a good
makes me
idea.
very hungry.
Yeah.
So then actually you could put this out, another edition of this as the restaurant shopper's guide.
Oh, that's true. I could do that.
Or even, combine it with the points of interest in the area. Have you been down to I'm sure you have been, to the High Line?
Actually, I haven't yet.
Oh, well, you have to go.
I want to get down there.
To the beginning of the High Line. It's a very strange name. The street has Van Voorst Street or some. It's the very beginning. But that whole area is now fashion. There are some really beautiful shops down there. So that might be, and there's so many points of interest. So I could see you doing a whole book on a tour guide of Manhattan through the shopper's eyes.
Well, I did a chapter also on hotels in the Big Apple, because I figured if people are coming from overseas or if they're coming from other parts of the country, they need tips on where to get the best hotel buys, and I listed that as well. I listed a New York City events page the website they can click on, and I just thought it was a useful chapter, and I did that on the second edition. It's also on the third.
No, that was very smart to do that. And also, I know that the travel agencies in Europe will offer a weekend in
Right.
New York just to shop,
Yeah.
because the prices here,
They're much
as high as they are so much better than they
Yeah.
are in Europe. Europe everything has become so expensive there. So that's interesting. What was your favorite part of doing this?
I guess the research was the favorite part of doing it. I got to go around to the shops and.
Did you get a whole new wardrobe while you were on there?
Well, I tried, because if I don't go shopping, I have withdrawal symptoms.
Oh, well, that's what I do when I shop when I feel that when I've accomplished something, that a project, I finished a chapter of my book or whatever, I decide I need to buy myself something. And fortunately, I'm very frugal about, so I go to stores that are really, I'm always looking for bargains.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I have to get this book, definitely. What was the biggest challenge?
I think the marketing is the biggest challenge. It's
Yeah.
ongoing, and it's the biggest challenge.
Still the biggest challenge.
Still, because you have to keep doing that.
Yes, no, you never stop. And what I've done this summer is I haven't gone on vacation. I haven't done anything except work on the marketing of the book, because I feel that with the internet, you have to do things one on top of the other, on top
Yeah.
of the other, on top. And you can't do this thing, which is a really good thing to do, and then wait 3 months and do something else, because everybody forgets about you.
Right.
Because they're clicking so fast that you can't keep up with them. Do you have a Facebook page?
I have a website.
Okay.
And I actually tried to do a Facebook page, and for some reason, it keeps coming back to my name. I tried to do it under the book's name, and I just was having issues, so I
Because
just gave
all
up.
the authors I know have an author page. Maybe
I can try again.
Yeah, try going in again. And the problem with Facebook is there's nobody to talk to.
No, that's
And their
the other
help
thing.
is useless.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Facebook.
No, and I asked students. I figured, because they're
Yes, of
so good at
course.
this, and nobody could figure out what was the problem. So I also opened a Twitter account that I was
Yeah, I
every
do
day
Twitter,
I
too.
was sending fashion quotes out. So I did an everyday
Yeah.
fashion quote for the day. I did that for
Yeah.
like a year. I did it.
Yeah, that's that. So what's your advice? We have a few seconds left. What's
Okay.
your advice to budding writers?
It's not difficult to self-publish. If you have an idea, go and do it, because it was much easier than I thought.
Yeah, and I also think that it's very helpful if you look upon this as an adventure. Take the word project and work and put it aside and call it an adventure, because oftentimes doing the TV show is an adventure.
Yeah.
Because I get to meet so many great people. And it was great to have you on. Thanks for your fashion tips.
Oh, anytime.
Thanks.